Hi Brownies, it's me, Guide or Cortney, with Teagan. Today we're going to be talking about science and we're going to do some science experiments. I promise you it's going to be excellent. So we're going to do a few different experiments that you can try at home. Most of this is going to be stuff that you're going to have in your cupboards. And you might need an adult to help you every now and again, but that's okay. And I'm going to send all the links to your adults so that they also have some information and they also have some science behind the things that you're doing. So without further ado, we're going to get started with our first experiment. For our first experiment, we are going to be making eggs in vinegar. So sometimes people call this rubber eggs, or you talk about shells dissolving in vinegar. What you're going to do is start off with white vinegar from the cupboard. You're going to pour the white vinegar into a mason jar or an old jam jar, an old spaghetti jar. You just need enough room to fit the egg into the jar safely. And you also need to leave about 2 inches or so of space at the top of your jar. Because when the egg and the vinegar start to react together, they slowly produce a new gas. It gives off gas, the shell, and we need space in the container for the gas to go. So we're going to gently take our egg and we're going to place it in. Might even be a smart idea to do the egg before you pour the vinegar, because then you know how much you have, because actually I think that's too much. So what we're going to do is start off with just a regular egg. Then we're going to do one that involves food coloring.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's
Food
give
coloring.
it a try. All right, so we have one clear jar of vinegar with an egg in it. And then we've put a little bit of blue food coloring in the second one. You don't need to put a ton of food coloring in. This was a gel food coloring, so you can still see some of it at the bottom. And then you're going to just loosely put a lid on so that in case anything happens and your jar tips over, it's not going to go everywhere. So
why we have
this is an experiment where you do it and then you wait. So what we're going to do is put the jars aside and we're going to check back in about a day, in about 24 hours. And then we're going to see how it looks. If the egg hasn't started to make some changes in its appearance, then you might want to just switch out the vinegar and put fresh vinegar in. But you can already see here, we see lots and lots of bubbles forming around both the eggs. And this has just been in there for just a few minutes. So you can see that it's off gassing. So that's a chemical reaction between the shell and the vinegar, and it's creating this gas. What's going to happen is that the shell is going to kind of disappear and the egg is going to become very gelatinous, kind of rubbery. So we're going to check back. I would love to see how your experiment goes. And you can try any colors. You could do it all colorful. The reason why I left one clear is because I think what we should be able to do once the reaction has happened, and in about 2 days we strain it out, and then you'll be able to handle the egg, and you should be able to take a flashlight and hold your egg and see the yolk inside. But I wasn't sure if we'd be able to do that with our blue egg, so that's why we chose to do one white or clear and then one colorful blue egg.
Yeah.
All right, so check backs. I can't wait to see your pictures to see how your rubber eggs come along. Let's try a different experiment.